should. Now we're going to Deuteronomy 4 and 24. Praise the Most High. For the Most High thy power is a consuming fire, even a jealous power. You hear that? The Most High is a consuming fire, even a jealous power. That's what we're talking about. That's who's been talking to us. That's who's been bringing forth this word to us. Look at Exodus 34 and 14. For thou shalt worship no other God, no other power, for the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power. Is that what he just said? He said, our Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power. Look at verse 12. This is the Most High telling us what we should do before we go into these lands of these Hamites, 7 nations mightier than us, that he took down. Like he's going to take these nations that's mightier than us now down and set righteousness up on this earth forever and ever and ever. And can't nobody stop that. You hear what he said? His name is jealous. He said he's a consuming fire. And what are you going to use to purify this earth when he come back? Fire. And he's going to burn a whole lot of you up. Hopefully it ain't me. Hopefully it ain't you. Because you're going to be rolling in the right spirit and have a relationship with him. But we don't know. That's why he said, take heed to thyself, verse 12. Lest thou make a covenant, a contract agreement with the inhabitants of the land, whither thou goest. I mean, our people have made a straight contract with the people of the land that's ruling over us. Do this. Okay, yes, master. Yes, master. Do that. Yes, master. Okay, master. Do this. Ain't no whip. They just say do it. Put it on CNN. Do it. Okay, yes, master. That's why we the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Sheep. Being led to the slaughter, the Most High said. Better wake up. He said, look, take heed to thyself. Take heed to yourself. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest. Lest it be for a snare, a trap in the midst of thee. That's what we're dealing with now. These plagues is the Most High putting on the earth. And we locking right into these plagues that he's put on the earth to follow whatever they say. Like sheep. Next one. You're going to be death after death after death. Because it's all about population decrease. Get Wisdom of Solomon, the 1st chapter, the Apocrypha, if we can. Wisdom of Solomon, the 1st chapter. We'll look at verse 10. Wisdom of Solomon, the 1st chapter, verse 10. For the ear of jealousy heareth all things. So he hear what you're thinking. He hear what you're saying. And he most certainly see what you're doing. You hear what it said? For the ear of jealousy, what's that say? His name is jealous. Hear all things. And the noise of murmurings, it's not hid. It's not hid. It's not hid from the Most High. Therefore beware of murmurings. You better beware of murmurings, which is unprofitable. Unprofitable. And refrain your tongue from backbiting. A lot of you talk a lot of stuff, boy. When that book is closed, you're talking a whole bunch of crap. It said, refrain your tongue from backbiting. For there is no word so secret that shall go for naught. There's no word so secret that shall go for nothing. And the mouth that believeth, the mouth that bellieth, slayeth the soul. Understand, overstand this. Ecclesiasticus 23 and 19. Ecclesiasticus 23 and 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men. And a lot of you only care about how somebody look at you. How they looking at me? You know, you got to be a certain way to social media or however you want to present yourself to men to look at you. Most I have no respect of persons. Don't care nothing about that. Listen, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Hear that? The eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. You see? That's who we serve. The Most High, whose eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. What do he say? Beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts, the things you think he don't see. And once he consider the most secret parts, then what does he do? Go to the book of Amos. The Most High talk to you. Let his word talk to you. Because some of you don't believe the word, but listen to what it said. Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, that's what we talk about, will do nothing. But he revealeth his secret, when we say considering the most secret parts. So once he see what you're doing, and you think nobody see me, that's why I did a lesson on, you don't see me, people. He said, surely the Most High would do nothing, but he revealeth his secret, that it says his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, considering all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. He said, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, who are Israelites, the prophets. Like they said, them little birdies come and tell you this. Little birdies come and tell you that. You want to reveal everything that you know to everybody. They think you don't know. But you already know. Because the Most High revealed it to you. Look. That's why it's everything that you see and deal with. Look at that. That's the most spirit of the Most High. All praise the Most High. You turn that Bible and go right there. Job 33 and 14. Hallelujah. It says, for the Most High speaketh once, twice. Yet man perceive it not. It said, in a dream, in a vision of the night. When deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbers upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, what he think, and hide pride from man. See? But it's a whole lot of pride in this earth right now. Why the Most High say he gonna kill these cities. He gonna murder these cities because of pride, he said. You don't believe him? He ain't just killing the city, he killing people in the city. Going back to Exodus 34. Most High said, verse 12, take heed to thyself. Take heed to yourself. Pay attention, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land. And that's what our people have done. They made a covenant with the inhabitants of the land. Whither thou goest, because we here, wherever we are, scattered among the four corners of the earth, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee, right? And that's what we did. That's why, look, you got our people doing what? They're going to say, you got to do this. Put some kind of restrictions on you, or something going to happen to you. If the children don't bow down and worship these pagan gods. Chant, coming home chanting. You gotta, if you hopefully you can get them out of that. Don't have to deal with that. Homeschool them or do something where they ain't gotta go there and be everybody sitting in the classroom and they sit up there calling on these gods. What you think gonna happen? You go to somewhere right now and you around all these spirits that's in people that jump into people and they come right around you, what you think? You excluded from it? If you ain't really in the spirit with the Most High, understanding what I talk about tonight, but you think those spirits can't jump from person to person? Oh yeah. Just in the scriptures, that'll happen. Examples, this is a way of life. This ain't nothing new. Listen, Psalms 106. Most High told us in Jeremiah 10:2, learn not the way of the heathen. Right? Psalms 106, 35. But we're mingled among the heathen and learn their works. That's that covenant. That's that contract. That's agreement that we made. The Most High said, don't make it with the people that especially the ones going to put us in captivity, slavery, and bondage. I just showed you in the beginning of this lesson. Go, all you that's looking at this particular lesson, all y'all got one number that you're looking at, that's all you look at. Go back to the first ones. And I showed you what they did when they came over here. But it's Western Hemisphere in picture form. The short account of the destruction of the West Indies by Bartholomew de las Casas, that book. In picture form, and read to you what the caption said. For all to see. These are people that you trusted in. You know, that gave syphilis to the Tuskegee Airmen. But I ain't said that. I'm just, speaking the truth, right? To see what syphilis gonna do to them. Oh, they got a whole lot of things for you. And they telling on themselves to the world. But you gonna follow them. Interesting to me. Listen. Y'all done made a covenant with them. Because listen what it said. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. And they served their idols. A lot of you gonna be serving idols. They're gonna go to school and start chanting. Next thing y'all gonna be in the house chanting. I remember when I came to LA, they was chanting Buddha. Like that movie with Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? What you think? They was chanting, that's what they were doing in the houses. They were chanting. That chant, I know it because I heard it so many times. And all these people, all of us, it's like going up in them houses and chanting that chant. They're going to be doing that. Get ready for it. In your neighborhood school. California just a catalyst. Listen. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, and they served their idols. They're going to be calling on these gods. They sell the Aztecs. That's why the Most High killed them. Are they alive today? Most High had them put to death. I just showed you. Say whatever. They calling their gods. They was here calling their gods, right? That's what they said they'll go back to, right? But you see what they did to them? You see what the Most High said he's going to do? I gave you scriptures. Can go more into that. You know me, I give you scriptures on whatever it is that you need to know about concerning what I'm talking about, or I don't talk about it. But I gave you enough to see. He warned us. He warned us. He will go through the worst of the heathen, the most wicked in all the world, and to a lawless enemy, and to the most wicked in all the world, and an unjust king. Come on. No matter who's over us. You seeing it now? $30 million for crack pipes and needles and a place to go get high? Are you serious? Come on now. Man, most I said, whatever you take cheerfully, so that's the only reason I can laugh. But I'm really hurt. Because I know what it's going to do. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, and served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. That's what they want you to do. Sacrifice your sons and your daughters unto devils and shed innocent blood. That's what the Aztecs were doing. If you go back to the last lesson I did concerning bringing these idols in the schools of California and shed innocent blood, this is what the Aztecs were doing. Even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, which is dealing with that idol god Molech. And the land was polluted with blood, sacrificing our sons and our daughters to devils. That's where they defile with their own works and went a whoring, most I call us a bunch of whores, with their own inventions, the things that we invented ourselves. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people. You think the wrath of the Most High going to be kindled against us? See, these are the things you're looking at. I'm reading the Bible to you. Now, they read it backwards. So now, when you understand them doing this, they figure that therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people. Because it's all about us, the children of Israel. It ain't about nobody else. We got next forever and ever and ever. Esau is the end of the world. Esau has to be ruling the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning of it that follow it. 2 Ezra 6 and 9. You see? So everything that's going on is going to come back to us. Because it says in Hebrews 7:14, right? It is evident of fact that our power sprang out of Judah, our forefather Jacob's Israel, fourth-born son. So he's coming to judge and make war. Who you think they're going to fight? Who you think they're prepared to fight? That same one that came from the tribe of Judah, the Lion of Judah, Hamashiach Yahushua. So it's all about us any way you want to say it. Say it's not. He coming back to represent the Most High to deliver the 12 tribes of Israel and a remnant of all nations. That's going to serve us in the kingdom. Most High will. It'll be me and it'll be a lot of you. Like you think about the other nations, I mean, if they learn and see what's been done, they could be a remnant of those nations that's going to go into the kingdom. It's going to be a remnant of everybody that's going to the kingdom. Let's look at what it says. But we shed the blood of our sons and daughters, and the land was polluted with blood. That's where they defiled with their own works and went a whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred, he hated us, his own inheritance. And he gave them into the hand of the heathen. That's the ones that's outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. Listen, and they that hated them, it don't say nobody loved us that's not of our nation. And y'all got to stop saying group. We ain't no black group. We ain't no club. We ain't no organization. We are a nation. We are the inheritance of the Most High. Period. That's why we have no recognition. Y'all talking about a group. Get the hell out of here with that. We're a nation that this Bible is talking about. You recognize it when you're teaching, but whenever you're not teaching, you're talking about some group. We ain't no hate group. We ain't no group in the first place. We're a nation. And we not a hate group. We ain't no hate nation. We ain't none of that. Just put it online. I just showed you what happened to us when they came here to the shores of the Western Hemisphere. Just show me where we did that to anyone. If thou can. Picture form. Somebody wrote about us doing that. But y'all gonna compare us to that? Nah. Therefore the wrath of the Most High was kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred. I mean, he hated his own inheritance. And he gave them into the hand of the heathen. And they that hated them ruled over them. Their enemies also oppressed them. Right? Our enemies oppressed us. And they brought them into subjection under their hand. You see? That's why you see all the things that's going on. Zechariah 11 and 5. Y'all have to see this. If you don't, then I don't know, you must be in some kind of invisible bubble or something. Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose oppressors slay them whose oppressors kill us, murder us, and hold themselves not guilty. Come on. You see what happened in Emmett Till? They had a trial. 2 men that killed him, not guilty. They said what it took 67 minutes to come up with a verdict. They said it would have been shorter than that, but they had to get a Coke or something, a drink. Whose possessors slayed them. And we see what's happening now. Eric Garner. I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe until death. On and on and on and on. We've seen many of this. Because we got camera phones now. They showing it to you. Whose oppressors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. You see? That's real. And they know this. Ezekiel. They know this. We just don't know it because we stuck on ignorance. Being ignorant. Trying to find our way. And it's the wrong way because we don't know these scriptures. We don't know what this Bible is talking about. If we did, then we would be in the spirit with the Most High to know that, hey, we got to get it together. We got to be right. Or else we're going to falter. Ain't we faltered enough, man? Dang. Haven't we done enough to realize that, man, it's time for us to come out of darkness. Go to Judah, the 5th chapter in the Apocrypha. This a soldier telling his master, the man that has authority over him concerning us, what he better watch out for. In Judah, the 5th chapter, and let's start at verse 17. Talking about us, the Israelites. He said, Judah 5 verse 17, and whilst they sin not, we didn't sin, before their power, the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, they prospered. You see? They prospered. That's why I hold that. Get Joshua 1 and 8. Right after Deuteronomy. Joshua 1 that led us into the promised land. You can think about it. Most High killed everybody. All the adults but Joshua and Caleb. And took our children that we had in the 40 years running around the wilderness till all of us died off. And took the children into the promised land. Joshua 1 and 8 says what? This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. And when you do this, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous. You see? And then thou shalt have good success. That's how you be prosperous, and that's how you have good success, by keeping the laws of the Most High. Whether you see it now or later, but we rich in this word. Ecclesiasticus 43 and 26. Ecclesiasticus 43 and 26. We still holding Judah. But by the end of them have prosperous success, and by his word all things consist. You see? So by his word all things consist, and in the end we're gonna be prosperous if you keep his laws, statutes, commandments. Going back to Judah. And this is what he's telling his general, called the governor. He's telling him, man. And you hear this because this is real for now. Because the heathen know this. This is what they said. They telling you this. They telling you point blank. Listen to what they say. Judah 5, 17. And whence they sin not before their power, meaning we keeping the commandments of the Most High. We following his rules and regulations. Y'all know about that, right? They prospered, as we just read in Joshua 1 and 8. Because the Most High that hateth iniquity, hateth wickedness, hateth evil, hateth sins, was with them. That's why I say, you hear me saying, you got to watch out for the Most High. Because when we do right, he got our back. He got our back. If people don't understand that, what it takes to really deal with being in this truth and what it takes to bring this forth to the nation, better understand, because he got our back. The angels, he said, the angels compass those that keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High and deliver them in the time of trouble. That's what we want to be, I hope. Listen. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, we departed from the way that the Most High appointed us to keep his commandments. They were destroyed in many battles, very sore. We were destroyed because we were wicked. We were whoring with other idols, it's like we're reading about. Doing the wrong things before the Most High. And he abhorred us. I mean, he just said, I hated them. I hated them. He hated us. But when they departed from the way which he appointed us, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, like we were led into a land that was not ours right here in this Western Hemisphere. That's when you read that book, what I just gave you account of in the beginning of this lesson, a short account of the destruction of the West Indies by Bartholomew de las Casas. He talked about how they put us on ships. We having a party, and it's going to be the same way for y'all right now. We having a party. Oh, come on and enjoy yourself with us. Got on there and put us, chained us up and sailed us to a place and sold us on ships right here in this Western Hemisphere. They were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground. And their cities were taken by the enemies, right? He told you. Go to, hold that, get 1 Ezra 4:45. Listen, thou also have, just when he run the bet that the truth and women was more powerful than anything in this earth, listen what it says. Thou also have vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites, the so-called white men, burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans. This history. The Babylonians took us into captivity for 70 years. The Edomites burned down our temples. So he said, you're going to build them again. Promise to build them again. Why would you burn it down? Because you don't want them, let's listen what it's saying, going back to Judah, to come back to the Most High. They don't want you to learn the way of the Most High. They don't want you to be able to know how to touch his spirit and him to have pity on us. By humbling ourselves, keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, and crying to the Most High and fearing the Most High, whose name is jealous, who's a consuming fire. Going back to Judah 5th chapter, verse 19. But now are they returned to their power. Now are we returned to our power. What are we saying? Repent and keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Now are we returned to our power and are come up from the places where they were scattered. Most High say, you're going to gather us from the places we've been scattered. And have possessed Jerusalem. But we possessed Jerusalem at that time following the laws. He brought us out of captivity. We cried to the Most High. He had pity on us. We humbled ourselves before the Most High. We kept his laws, statutes, and commandments, and he brought us back into our land. And have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Now, therefore, listen at this closely. Be easy to notice. Now, therefore, my master and governor, if there be any error in this people, got the children chanting to these gods that the Aztecs chanted to, that the Most High had to happen to them, what you've seen. Everybody was the indigenous people of this land for the Edomites to get the land that they have and being in control, what they did to them. They were sacrificing the sons and daughters. Most High brought the worst of the heathen upon us. He said he's going to do it. And a lawless enemy, lawless nation. Meaning they're not going to follow the laws of the Most High. They're never going to know the way of the laws of the Most High. I tell you in Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7, as for the way of the Most High, as for the way of Mashiach Abishai, we have not known it. Period. That's when salvation is coming on this earth. Make it mean something different. Bring forth your knowledge with understanding. Comment. Do whatever you want to do. Now therefore, my master and governor, if there be any error in this people, this is what they know. That's why they're going to have you come back to the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. They ain't going to have you they're not going to allow you to be able to come back to the Most High that he can have favor with us. They don't want you to know how to touch the Most High. Listen to what they're saying. Now, therefore, my master and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin, which is a transgression of the Most High's laws, 1 John, for you Christians out there, 3 and 4. That say we ain't under the law. You're saying you don't sin, right? Because you're saying under the law, sin is a transgression of the law. But all you Christians out there saying we ain't under no law. Sin is the transgression of the law. But when we sin, since you don't know the laws of the Most High, you sinning against the Most High. That's why you're quick to say, we all have come short of the glory of the Most High, and we all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High, right? You love to say that. That give you an excuse to be able to do what's wrong in his eyes. He hate iniquity. He hate those that create and do sins. Understand this. They say, now therefore, my master and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power. Their power. They let you know that's a possessive pronoun showing ownership. Their power. He ain't say our power. That's why they ain't concerned about us coming and worshiping the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the last thing they want us to do. That's why they got these guys that they setting up for these children to be chanting, to call up these gods. But the Most High is over every God. He gonna bring everything down to the ground. This ain't gonna be nothing but dust and smell of smoke. Trust that. The Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who you got to deal with. All of y'all out there that's in error, come with the wrong spirit. Oh, he gonna get you. He gonna get y'all. Listen. Now, therefore, my master and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. They know this. This is what the heathen know. If we sin against the Most High, that's why you got Red Lobster. You got drugs in the neighborhood. That's why he said, hey, we're gonna give you more crack coming, more heroin coming. You're gonna make more money off of crack, make more money off of heroin, because what you need a pipe for if you ain't got no crack. What you need needles for if you don't have no heroin. We ain't got no plans to bring none of that in. We ain't growing no poppy seeds and none of that. It's about money. Most I call them greedy dogs. It's about money, 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 money. That's what this is all about. And they know as long as they keep you erring, as long as they keep you from the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then they're going to continue in their minds to rule as they rule it. But there's something coming for you. Something coming for them that he said they ain't gonna even understand. He tell you, he said one more. He tell you it's all here. You want to know? Ask me. This. He says, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. If we sin against the Most High, you keep on following the ways that you feel you can follow in your own mind. That's why Ecclesiastes 3:24 says what? For many, as many people are deceived by their own vain opinion and an evil suspicion. The devil, an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. Make you make the wrong decisions. And we make the wrong decisions. Now you got to deal with the Most High. Now you got to deal with them spirits that's on this earth. Those angels that's on this earth. Ready for the commandment of the Most High to bring forth his vengeance. But ask somebody. See, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. And let us go up and we shall overcome them. You ain't got no power. You don't have no power. And he got orders for how you got to deal with those that he have dealing with his truth. Men of renown, men that's here now. How you deal with us? There's orders in everything. Most High said, let everything be done decently and decent and in order. The Most High is not the author of confusion. So it says, but if there be no iniquity, if we following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, we ain't wicked. We ain't committing evil acts and so forth. It's not coming from our mind, it ain't coming from our speech, it ain't coming from our actions. In their nation. That's why I say we ain't no group. We're a nation. You hear that? If there be no iniquity in their nation, not no group, not no organization, not no club, not no church or no whatever. We're a nation of people. If there be no iniquity in their nation, y'all better recognize. That's why you have no credence of anybody recognizing us. He said, let my master now pass by. Leave them alone, he said. We come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord. You following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You sacrificing your body, let your body be a living sacrifice, which is your reasonable service to the Most High, and doing what he say do. Whether those that understand or don't understand, you better understand. If you don't understand, hey, you held accountable. He said, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my master now pass by. Lest their most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob defend them, and their power before them, and we become a reproach before all the world, a disgrace before all the world. That's what's going to happen. It's already written. It's going to happen. Because that's what we doing. We coming back to the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, as we do come back to him. And we know what he says is going to happen. It's nothing more beautiful. Nothing more beautiful than this. It's beautiful, man. I love it. But see, we as a people, we chose to, majority of us, I might say 2/3 of our people, chose to go the wrong way. Therefore, we're punished. You see? We're punished behind what we chose to do. And that's not follow him. He said, you follow me, I'm going to bless you above all nations. I'm going to bless you to be above all nations. But if you don't, I'm going to bring these curses upon us. And that's what we're looking at, these curses that befell us as a people. Because we ain't want to follow what he say do. We ain't want to follow him. To this day. Go back to Exodus. (32). Verse 10. Most High called us a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, the Most High said. We done made this calf, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them. And I will make of thee a great nation. Nation again, not a group, not an organization, a great nation. Understand this, overstand this. I'm talking to you leaders out there. Talking about organization, club, church, group. We're a nation. The 12 tribes of Israel. Let me show you something. Go to Genesis 35 and 10. And the Most High said unto him, talking to our forefather Jacob, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. That's why the Most High the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Because he changed his name from Jacob to Israel right here. Why we became the 12 tribes of the house of Israel, the family of Israel, the Israelites. You see? And the Most High said unto him, listen what he said, I am the Most High Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. I mean, he told us to have a lot of children. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation, not a group, not an organization, not a club, or any other identity except for being a nation. This is what he say. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee. You hear that? So we are a nation that has a company of nations within our nation. So we the 12 tribes of Israel. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. 12 tribes. He said all tribes are nations that make up one nation. He said a nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, shall come from our forefather Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel right here. And kings shall come out of thy loins, you see? So that's why when you see calling ourselves a group, because Satan called us a group, we ain't no group, we're a nation. Regardless of, you got men over here and women over here, men over here and women over there, all different parts of the world, we still a nation. Get that through your mind. That's why we're not recognized. Listen. Exodus 32 and 10. Now therefore let me alone, the Most High told Moses, that my wrath may wax hot against them, being stiff-necked against the Most High. And you know what they just said, what the heathen know, we don't be following the laws of the Most High. What he said, now therefore let me alone. You're going to be stiff-necked and not follow his rules and regulations, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, since he's consuming fire. And I will make of thee, talking to Moses, a great nation. Over and over again. The Spirit is speaking especially to those that call themselves a group, an organization, and so forth. Come on. Y'all got to stop it. Show me that in the Bible. Come on. They calling you that and you calling yourself just what they calling you. He said, I will make of thee, Moses, a great nation. And Moses besought the Most High. He cried to the Most High, his power. And said, Most High, please, please, why does thy wrath wax hot against thy people? Most High ain't say we was his people. He said, your people. Listen, verse 7. And the Most High said unto Moses, go get thee down, for thy people, your people, like the people like to say, you people. He said, your people. Thy people, that's your people, Moses, which thou brought up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. He even considered us his people at this time. Verse 11, and Moses besought the Most High his power and said, Most High, please, crying to the Most High, why does thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Moses said, hey, they're your people, Most High. Most High said, your people, Moses. Moses reminded, hey, them your people, Most High. Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce wrath, and repent of this evil against thy people. The Most High had the evil, like he said, his wrath waxed hot because we were doing evil. We made that golden calf and said, these be our gods that brought us out of the land of Egypt. After seeing all the things that the Most High did to get him a great name. And we still made that golden calf and worshiped it Remember Abraham. Listen his prayer, his crying out to the Most High. Listen to what he said. Remember Abraham. This is what we could do as we fast and pray from the 15th of this month to the 16th, evening to evening. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, who we just read. His name was changed from Jacob to Israel. That's the Most High's name. This is a covenant that the Most High made with us, saying, this is my name forever, the memorial to all generations, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. And we just seen his name was changed from Jacob to Israel. So remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and said unto them, I will multiply your seed. I'm going to let you have a lot of children as the stars of heaven. And all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, your children, and they shall inherit it forever. And the Most High repented. He cried to the Most High with those words. And he touched the Most High with those words. And the Most High repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people. Ain't no time you could tell me that the Most High, with your prideful butt, you're going to go to the Most High, crying to the Most High, or praying to the Most High, and you're going to get a result from it. The only time the Most High had pity on us when we cried to him. Moses humbly cried to the Most High, as we just hearing right here. And what happened? And the Most High repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people. And Moses turned and went down from the mount, and the 2 tables of the testimony were in his hand. The tables were written on both their sides. On the one side and on the other were they written. And the tables were the work of the Most High. And the writings was the writing of the Most High, graven upon tablets. Graven upon tablets. Beautiful, man. Look at Exodus 31 and 18. A lot of you don't believe that the Most High exists, or that he could do this. But listen to what it says. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of the Most High. I'll read it again. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of the Most High. That's why it says in verse 16 of chapter 32, and the tables were the work of the Most High, written by the finger of the Most High. And the writings was the writings of the Most High on stone, graven upon the tables. His finger just, come on, writing what he wrote, as we can read about in Exodus 20th chapter. But see, the 10 Commandments is based upon how we love the Most High with all our heart, mind, and soul, and strength, and how we love our neighbors ourselves as the Israelites. That's what the commandments are about. How we serve the Most High in love, and how we serve each other in love. That's what it's all about. Verse 17, and when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there is a noise of war in the camp. That's how loud they were. Joshua thought it was at war. And he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mastery or war in warfare, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome, crying because you've been captured or you done lost the war. But the noise of them that sing do I hear. Hear that? How loud was that? Worshiping this cow, this calf. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh or near unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot. And he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mountain. He threw the tables out of his hand and broke them at the edge of the mountain. And he took the calf which they had made and burned it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, put it out on the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. Made them drink that water. And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee? What they do to you, man? That thou hast brought so great a sin upon them. Do y'all understand what is happening? Get ready to happen with the children here in California? And it's going to go all across the world, across the board to everyone. To have these children calling up these gods of these other nations. Listen. And Aaron said, hold up. And Moses said unto Aaron, verse 21, what did this people unto thee? What they do to you, man? That thou hast brought so great a sin upon them. It's going to be so great a sin upon them in doing this. And Aaron said, let not the anger of my master wax hot. Thou knowest the people that they are set on mischief. And they said unto me, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we were not what has become of him. We don't know what happened to Moses. And I said unto them, whosoever have any gold, let them break it off. So they break it, so they gave it to me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the most high side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, thus said the most high power of Israel, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. They killed